Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to go into game 2 right now between Theognis and JYP. It is a Terran versus Protoss on Artifice. Let's go into it right now. Mr. Khaldor.
Yep, we do. We have a Protoss versus Terran coming up, and one of the players is JYP, which is kind of awesome. And AG at the time made a huge fuss about the new player, and it is JYP. It's a little bit funny that you have now a player who's called EGJYP. It's a little bit like OG the STC. So this is probably what comes, ends up being a nickname as soon as I roll with my head across a keyboard.
Egypt. It's almost like Egypt.
It actually is. It actually is a little bit like Egypt. But he's just a great player. He's a great Protoss player, and in this game he is starting at the bottom left of the map. We have him in the red color. His opponent for Quantic Gaming is Theognis, starting at the top left in yellow. So let's see who's going to take the second game of the team battle between Evil Geniuses and Quantic Gaming.
Theognis has been known to be like that shadow in the dark alleyway that, you know, he's kind of deadly, but you don't see him all too often, right? Only if you murk in those areas. Theognis, I've known him ever since the StarCraft Brood War days, and he has been known to have quite tricky plays actually in StarCraft 2. Seen him do a lot of high variance builds, but we're gonna see a 14, looks like a 14 command center over here. And that he's going to be so sad that JYP has been able to scout him right away. This is not a build that you actually say, okay, JYP is going to scout me really, really fast. That's why you won't do a build like this on a map like Dual Site. But a map like Artifice, where, you know, there's a possibility of the probe scouting you last, this command center first normally is pretty good. Unfortunately for him, luck has it differently.
But isn't it really quite the gamble to go for the 14cc on this map? Of course, with the 4 starting positions, there's always the chance that your opponent is scouting you last, but is gambling on it really worth it? I feel like JYP now has a timing opportunity where he can attack his opponent head on, and he's placing down a pylon in his opponent's base now, trying to block the wall in.
I think he missed it a little bit. I don't think this is going to be something like cannons, but you know, there's a very specific build that could counter this, what Theognis is doing, and it actually relies on chrono boosting out the Zealot and the Stalker, and that's also if the Terran goes ahead and takes the bottom ground. But there should be a bunker coming up, and it finishes right as the Stalker starts attacking like twice or 3 times. So it shouldn't be able to kill any SCVs by any means, and if you have this wall, he's completely safe. So all it really does is establishes a very quick command center. It's pretty negligible, I think, though, unless you're able to get your other expansion, in my opinion. It's pretty negligible to get this command center this early and have it just on one base. This is a problem, though. The bunker had to go down as soon as this barracks finished, and him not doing this commits a lot of SCVs off of minerals, and it weakens his mineral count, which is the whole purpose of this build. So why go this build if you're not going to put down this bunker?
And he's getting tons of stalkers now, and most of the Marines are already really damaged. The pylon dies and supply blocks JYP, but at the same time he has now 2 stalkers in position, and he's able to kill so many SCVs. This is a lot of pressure in the early stage of the game, and he's about to punish Theognis for going for 14cc. The supply post is going to die. There is no way he can defend it, and now building a bunker is way too late. He's losing another bunch of SCVs. The Marines are already down in the red, and we have a 3rd stalker joining the party, and let's face it, those stalkers are having a lot of fun right now.
I know. Let's be honest, how silly does Theognis look at this point? JYP just working on his opponent. This could have all been dealt with very efficiently if you put down a bunker. That's all that needed to happen. You put down your bunker, you're safe. You don't have to worry about any of this. It's 100 minutes. You can get back that money a little bit later. Your whole build concentrates around having a very early mineral count advantage over your opponent. put down the bunker. You could put it down on the low ground as well. It should finish by the time the Stalker, you know, is able to kill any form of SCVs. So this has really hurt him throughout the whole game. We can already see no gas coming up here. This is going to be a continued all-in. That's all that the Agnes can do. 5 barracks going down at this period in time. And if JYP actually, oh my God, JYP is actually going to double expand. He's feeding into this all-in. And
he actually does. He places down another Nexus, and this is going to be might be a problem for JYP. Right now he's in a beautiful position that the Agnes had to commit so much to this defense. It was not only the SCVs that he lost. In total he lost 6, but at the same time it was all the mining time that he lost, because he had to stay there with a bunch of SCVs trying to build up this bunker, trying to be there in order to block the gap, to make sure that the JYP was not able to get into his main base. And you are right, the Agnes is in a position where he is now going for 5 barracks. He will build up a really strong force. JYP on the other hand, with a double expansion, he has 4 gates by now. Well, he's adding 3 additional ones, 4 additional gates. He should still be able to deal with it, to be honest. He has the micro to pull it off, to make sure that this advantage that he has in regards to his range will enable him to take on the Marines of the Agnes. I feel like even though he's going for the double expansion, JYP is in a great position.
Double refinery does insinuate that this won't be some sort of all-in. It's kind of interesting that he's chosen to do this. I feel like he's just so far behind, and JYP has given him like a really nice timing to actually attack. This 3rd Nexus won't actually yield any results for a couple minutes now, so it's just like you nerf yourself by 400 minerals in your army. And the reason why I say that, you can see the probe count. And based on the gases, you need at least, how many is that? It's going to be 32, 38 probes. So 38 now is finally, well, okay. It's kind of hard to tell. He does need to...
It doesn't really matter. He goes for a 3rd Nexus, for a 3rd command center now.
I'm not going to
He's trying to expand again.
All right, Marines are going to engage right here, and you can see just the gateway composition is enough to kill all the Marines, even though he's on 5 barracks.
Look at these force fields. Beautiful. Trapping everything. The bunker is done, but it will die very soon, and even if it doesn't, most of the Marines are already dead meat. JYP is at 78 supply now, even building the forward pile in order to warp in units directly at the front. The Agnes is down to 46. He will have to retreat to his main base once again. Needs to lift up this orbital command. We have Immortals coming now for JYP. He is just basing his play on this huge lead that he was able to gain early on, and the Agnes is he's just defending now. He needs to... I have no idea what he could do.
There's virtually nothing. JYP could probably take the mothership right now and not go a single unit after this, and he'll still win. That's how far ahead he is. With 3 base economy, he has double gas at the natural right now. He's getting double forges. He's just extending his lead. He can do anything he wants to. Look at this. The Stalkers alone are able to pressure up the wall and disable these supply depots from being relevant at all in this game. And this is
horrible.
I mean, the Agnes is getting worked right now. That's all I can really say.
Double upgrades now for JYP, and he has the Immortal. Now the Immortal can help him break down the barracks at the front, walk up the ramp. He has an observer in position. He knows everything that's happening. The Agnes is not aware of the observer, apparently. Now he's moving up the ramp. There is no stim, no combat shield. We have the Guardian shield up for JYP, and he is going to finish it now. Walking up the ramp and taking down the army. Nice force fields, trapping a huge chunk of the bio army. There it is. GG. Agnes gets stomped by JYP in the 2nd game.
Quite a shame. It's just a bunker. I don't know what else to say in that game. It's just a simple bunker. I'm pretty sure Theogenes knew that. If he goes back into the game, I'm sure he makes the same judgment call. He's like, if I put a bunker down, I win. I don't know what happened that time around. I know he was trying to play very greedy. That's a very abusive build. Does take advantage of players that don't actually scout early. That wasn't even an early scout. That was a gateway scout. He was still able to find his opponent relatively easily. So it's just unfortunate. Well, there's nothing more to say. It's unfortunate. But Khaldor?
We already have a 2-0. We have a 2-0 for EG. Both players were able to take the win for Evil Geniuses, and Quantic Gaming is down 2 games. This could be a very, very fast team war.
Yep, it looks to be shaping up that way. So we're going to go into Game 3 and see if Evil Genius can take that extra win, or if Quantic says, no, we're back in this. So join us after this break, ladies and gentlemen.